practice owner and therapist, and I am so excited because I'm joined by Miss Shaunesse Bell. And Shaunesse is just amazing. She's one of our amazing therapists. She sees young adults as well as adults in transition. And we are just excited to have you here today, Shaunesse.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here as well.
Yeah, so please share with me, what is it that you would like to support people with this summer?
So this summer, I think it's very important for us to talk about adults and the way that we adults in general with having fun. I think we get so caught up in the everyday life of paying bills, taking care of the children, the households, that we forget to have our own fun.
Oh my God, fun is so important. So you have some tips for us so that we can be adulting and having a good time at the same time. Yes.
All right. So the first tip I would like to say, I think that it's best to plan ahead. I think it's important to do that because when you kind of just have everything scattered out, the summer can look like anything. You're literally pulling from everything, every little tree. So I think it's important for you to not only plan the activities that you're going to do, but also plan what the fall will look like.
I love that. So when you say that, it makes me think about this 10,000 steps. So I have always been like, oh, let me work to get my 10,000 steps in, but I hadn't been doing a good job. And a girlfriend of mine shared with me the other day, like she gets hers in religiously before 7:30 a.m. every day. And I was like, okay, because the biggest thing is like what happens in the middle of the day is like the day gets thrown off. And so if that gets thrown off, an extra appointment, helping somebody, whatever the case, then I don't get all the steps in. So to get it out the way is like, oh my God, let me just do that. So that was fun, but it was also one of those things that I thought I could just carry this on forever, way into the fall and winter. Like, you know what I mean? Like I will be able to continue with this thought process. So I love that. Finding something that works and then figuring out how to continue it even past the summer.
Absolutely. And it's so funny that you said that because the next step would be being active, finding something, whether it's like yoga, hiking, you can find 1,000,001 things to do, with your time just to keep that body rolling and moving. Burning those calories, taking those steps is definitely important.
Yeah, I love that. And finding something that you enjoy, So for me, I am getting back into Pilates. So I'm going to call a studio this week, getting back into Pilates. And again, it was like, I need to do strength training, especially the older you get. Strength training is so important to keep those muscles, built up. But I also wanted it to be fun, and yeah, absolutely. What's the next tip you have for us?
The next tip I guess I would have would be like also building a self-care routine. That I think people think that self-care is supposed to be something that you do and it's supposed to cost a whole lot of money, like going to get a massage and a spa day. It's not that. It's literally finding the passionate things that do things for you internally that makes you feel good and just moving forward with that. Just creating that schedule because you need that me time.
Oh, I love this. I was just talking to a client about this the other day. And so, according to like what's going on with them, everybody has like something that they have to tap into. So for me, growing up, the one thing that I didn't get a chance to do because I was the oldest is play. And so because of that, I have a playlist, right? And so my playlist is like 10 things that I could go to at any given time to get that play out. And for this particular client I was talking to, hers was comfort. She didn't get comfort or didn't have that safety with her family. So she has a comfort list, but it looks like self-care. So my playlist is taking a bath, bubble bath, going for a walk on the beach. My hula hoop that's in my office, hula hooping for like 15 minutes. I also have like a jump rope. So any of those feel like play. People always get like, what? I own a scooter. So I jump on my scooter usually at the end of the day. And I'm scooting around town on my scooter, like one leg. And it's an electronic scooter, but my daughter has one too. Those are things that are like fun. And that allows me to jump into this area that wasn't nurtured before. And that's self-care.
Absolutely.
So I also get the hair done. I also get the nails done. But those are things that need to happen anyway. They do feel good, you know, when I get a massage and stuff, but it really does feel good when it's just like something I could do anytime. Like I could play with it.
And it keeps you youthful, you know, at the same time
Yeah.
you feel good, you do good, you know, you're going
Yeah.
to fight a little bit more and be seen a little bit more, you know, who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, and it also made me think of like nutrition, right? So one of the things that I decided to do during the summer was to try a new recipe every week that was just vegetable based.
Mhm.
So it gets me in the kitchen. It's something I'm trying. I'm trying with my daughter. So all of that is soulful self-care.
Right. It can
Yeah,
look so many different ways, and it's really person based. Like whatever you think feels good for you.
I love that. All right, what's the next tip you have for us?
So the next one will be socializing. Specifically in Atlanta, it's so many things to do, or Georgia in general. There's so many festivals, there's so many concerts, and a lot of times because we are in this adulting phase, you know, we are in the house, we're working from home, we're taking care of the children. You can go out. There are things to do. Get on Instagram or social media, Google things, and go outside and find friends, find your tribe.
Yes, that is so big. You know, we were just talking about this yesterday, like this component of self-care, taking like getting back to wholeness includes having some good friends and some activities that you truly enjoy. And you have to cultivate that for yourself. And I think that's where it gets hard because a lot of adults, like we're used to, you know, when you were a kid, you did it, you had the new person in class, you made it happen. But when you get older, some friends fall away and you have to figure out how to make some new ones.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
that's okay. That's because that's a part of taking care of yourself. I love it.
It is hard to, it can be hard. I should say it is hard. It can be hard to find those friendships in adulthood. You know, most people have friendships from younger, but, you know, getting out and socializing, I think that's a great start for you to meet people, you know, and not meet the people that you're used to. Just meet different types of people and engage with them.
I love it. All right, what's your next tip?
So my last one would be picking up a hobby, like a new hobby. If you want to learn how to cook, you know, you would go out and take a cooking class. They have so many, you know, paint and sips or paint, you know, cooking and sipping and whatever you want to do. I think that's important for you to drive that and, you know, find things that's going to make you happy, like I said.
I love it. Well, you know I'm all for hobbies, okay? So you can find me on the golf course. Come on. This pickleball thing is new, but I've been like, I haven't done it yet, but people are like, Melissa, you have to try pickleball. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
I was going to say, what is that?
I don't know, but it's a game that everybody's playing.
Okay.
And I'm like, I need to figure out what it is because I've gotten invited like 3 times now. And people who play pickleball are pickleball enthusiasts. So they're literally like, you have to come and do this. When you do it, you will always want to. I'm like, all right, okay.
Okay.
But I think that goes along with just like having a hobby, having something else that captures your interest outside of work. It used to be a thing like back in the day where it was all about like, oh, my mom's working now. She's at her second job. My dad's working now. He's at his third job. Everybody, you know, like they work and taking care of the family. And the relaxation was just like church
Yep.
and dinner on a Sunday, and then you're back to it. But I think we've evolved to where we want to be like whole beings. And a part of that is like bringing play back in and having something else that you're doing. We encourage our kids all the time to have a hobby, to learn how to swim, to be in the band, to be on the football team. But a lot of times we don't do that for ourselves.
You're right. And it's so funny that you said that. Like, we want our children to be well-rounded. We want to be able to give them all those opportunities. But what about us? Sometimes we weren't able to have those opportunities as children. So why not do it now? Start now. It's never too late.
Yeah. And it makes your work so much more fun. I feel like the ideas come like when you come back from play. Oh, and I was just looking about work hard, play hard. I'm a little bored here. You come back from your playtime, like I am so super creative and things just be like, okay. And it just like come together versus like me sitting here and just trying to make it happen. Right. So I feel like that's just a great way for us to get into our lives and create the life that we actually want.
Absolutely. I would
Yep.
agree.
So what's your final thought that you'd like to leave us with today?
So there are some things that I would like to talk about as far as like how self-care sometimes is not enough to build confidence. I think that it's a great thing to have. Of course, it is you trying to build upon a routine, but it is not enough for you to feel good internally. I think that people think that, again, because we did list off these things for self-care, that it's going to turn around how we feel about ourselves. And it doesn't necessarily do that at all times. So just trying to work towards that is important.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Shawnee, I am so excited that you got a chance to come and share with us. I look forward to talking to you again very soon. And if you want to work with Shawnee's, you know how to reach out to us here at Vision Works Counseling and Coaching. She is amazing, and you will love the time that you guys spend together. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye.